Top of the Lake. This is a mini-series slash TV series created by Jane Campion. It's a collaboration between BBC, an Australian network, and the Sundance Channel in the US. It stars Elizabeth Moss, sporting a New Zealand accent, which is kind of fun. Here's my mini review. A compelling, character-driven story in the form of a police procedural that builds momentum as it delivers some outstanding character and story revelations. Lots of great acting performances, but I could have used subtitles from time to time. 4 out of
Really?
5.
Wow, the New Zealand accent was that thick?
Yeah, it was that thick, and you watch Flight of the Conchords, and you're like, yeah, I can do New Zealand, but yeah, sometimes it's hard to describe. A little bit of the Deadwood factor, which means if I were to watch it a second time around, I'd probably understand it a lot better.
Okay.
And this reminds me of the other Sundance Channel show I recently reviewed, which was Rectify. Um, in that it's sort of hard to describe exactly what they're like. They're very atmospheric and stylized, both visually and dramatically. And it's also very deliberately paced. It seems rather slow at the beginning, but then it gets downright heart pounding and quick in the last episodes.
Huh.
You barely realize how fast it's going and everything that's going on around you. Then you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Things have
Slow
really picked
down.
up. Yeah, really.
So you said it's a mini series, so what does that mean? Is this it's self-contained? There isn't going to be a pickup renewal or second series, and it's only 6 episodes or some shorter thing, right?
Yeah, so it's 7 episodes in the United States. I think they chopped them up into 6 episodes in Britain. I yeah, it feels like a miniseries, and I think they've called it a miniseries. I mean, TV's just done a little bit differently in Britain.
Mm.
I don't think the door is absolutely iced shut on them doing more, but I don't think they necessarily envision doing more. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it worked perfectly for Elizabeth Moss in her Mad Men break to go and sneak out and do that for a little while. I'm not sure it work out, will have worked out this past year, and then who knows what she'll do after that if it'll work out for her again. And she's the main character, so she's pretty important to it. So it's hard to say if there'll be more, but
And
I
how did
don't
she
think it's.
do?
She did pretty well. She did pretty well. I mean, that New Zealand accent. I wish I could evaluate a New Zealand accent a little bit better.
Right.
But she certainly gave it the old college try, and yeah, she was good as a lead. She reminded me a little bit of Peggy, but
Right.
just the way actors remind you of themselves. She played a different character, and I wasn't just thinking Peggy the whole time. I thought she was good, and some of the New Zealander actors, or I assume they were New Zealander, but they could have been anything for all I know. I liked a lot of the actors. It was very well acted.
Cool.
Um, One other obvious comparison, though, is The Killing, which was also atmospheric and led by a female investigator. The plot had a lot of problems in The Killing, whereas the plot is much better constructed in The Lake. It was a good bit of time to spend watching a little miniseries. I think you can get it on Netflix or various on-demand places, and I recommend it. 4 out of 5.
All right. Cool.